Hey guys, Novaexplosion, welcome back to more Tales of Rebirth. So, I'm back here in Balka, and I have a little, we have a little, thing to talk about. So, if you remember the last video, I was in Cyglork's Chamber, floor 16. I was gonna continue Cyglork's Chamber. I had a suspense save. I'm just gonna tell this story, and I'll explain why we're Annie in Balka. But, I was in Cyglork's Chamber, floor 16. And I did one stream of Cyglork's Chamber. I was like, alright, you know what? The post-game dungeon, it's pretty neat. It's got some strict requirements, namely finding your party members. And I'm willing to do it on stream and like show it off for the playthrough because I love Tales of Rebirth. It's a really great Tales game. So I really wanted to do it. But I decided like, oh, the floors get like really repetitive and I'm not sure how that would do for a second stream. So I was gonna do was, I was at floor 16, I was gonna get to floor 20 on my own time, and I was gonna fight the boss of floor 20 on screen. I did a battle in floor 17, I don't even remember what the requirement was, but I died. I died and got a game over on an enemy encounter. And the suspense save, because the way suspense save works in Tales of Rebirth is you save your game, and once you load it, well, you save your game and you go back to the title screen, and once you load that save, it deletes. So if you get a game over in the Cyglork's Chamber and you happen to load the suspense save, your save is gone. So unfortunately, as you see, I'm level 55. I was level 57, 58. By the time I ended stream in floor 16, we fought the Annie, or not Annie, we fought Mile and Eugene's doubles as well as Cronell. So I was higher level. So that means I would have had to done floors 1 to 20 in Cyglork's Chamber, or floors 1 to 16 in Cyglork's Chamber again, and master all the recipes I did. I don't think there's too many recipes, but I think carbonara was mastered during that run, spaghetti might have been mastered, there was like at least 2 or 3 recipes mastered. Basically, I lost progress, and it's not much to do, but I don't think I want to do it again. It's just a little annoying. And the first stream was fun, I was having a ton of fun with Tales of Rebirth, but the post-game dungeon, I don't think it really makes a good streaming experience, or content per se, because I feel like we've seen all the challenges, like, oh, get 4 wins in a row, find your party members, finish the battle with Hilda, Vig, Titri, etc., or get a 15-hit combo. I feel like that was the entire dungeon, so what I was gonna do was record every boss in Cyglork's Chamber, but honestly, I lost my progress because of the game being stupid and my suspense save deleting, and I didn't have a save state to load, unfortunately, so I couldn't get back to floor 16 right away. So I decided that, unfortunately, I don't want to do this, but I think it's what I'm going to do. We're going to end the Tales of Rebirth playthrough with this final side quest, which is Annie's Diary. Annie's Diary is unlocked after you fight Mile and Eugene. After you play as Mile, you play as Mile and Eugene in one boss fight in middle of Eurus's realm. After that boss fight, you come here. You need 50. Oh wait, is this not the save? I thought I had gold here. Did I load the wrong save? Oh, I probably have to. Do I have to sell everything again? I think I have to sell everything again. Right? Oh, I already. Whoa, wait. Did I already pay for it? What happened here? Yeah, okay, here we go. So, Annie's Diary. This is unlocked after the first mini-boss of Middle Eurus's realm, and I don't wanna stop the playthrough before finishing. I wanted to finish Cyglork's Chamber because I was actually having a, it was a bit repetitive and tedious, and I was having a decent time with it, but I don't want to have to redo the progress. I also don't think it'll do well for content to do all the floors. So what I was going to do was every 10 floors, but I decided not to. I'm not gonna, I don't really feel like redoing my progress. So we're just going to read Annie's Diary. There are 25 entries apparently. And we're going to end the playthrough with this. So that's what I decided. But this is interesting. I'm curious to see what this is, but tomorrow will be sunny apparently. Tomorrow will be Father's first day off in a long time. I'll do some cooking, go shopping. When I go home, I think I'll give my father a shoulder rub, because he seems so exhausted these days. So this is when your father's alive. Father, take care of yourself. Father, 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 father. My father was murdered by someone he considered a trusted friend. Again and again, I'm being told that name, that Gajuma's name. I won't forget this. I won't forgive this. I won't cry any more tears until I get revenge for what happened to my father. Yeah, it's a rainy day. That's probably when your father's dead. Today I made a contract with the Royal Shield in exchange for enlisting into their ranks. They told me the whereabouts of my father's killer. Now I'm headed toward Manal Plains. I'm gonna set a trap for him so that I can kill him. I've never considered killing someone before. What's wrong with me? But the one in the wrong is him. Ah, okay. This is really nice, getting some perspective on Annie before she joined up with the team. After arriving in Manal, I met up with the assassins. A certain someone hired these professional killers from me. They asked me gleefully about our target and laughed as they thought up ways to kill him. To think so lightly about taking someone's life, surely that Gajuma thought the same. 6 to 10. A dream of my father. Last night, I saw a dream. Father was laughing, father was frowning, father was crying. When I asked him why, I didn't get an answer. I cried too. A lot of things happened. I fought against him, I lost, and then they helped me out. I hurt Misha, got reprimanded by Dr. Curia, and I ended up traveling with him. I don't know what he's thinking, how I'm feeling, what my father meant when he said life knows no color. That's the phrase I was trying to remember that links with Annie's character development. I can't make any sense of it anymore. My father and I have visited this forest in the past. When father told me about the viruses that lurked in the forest, I got scared. I suffered an injury during our trip, and father found some medicinal herbs for me and applied them to my wound. Only I could have saved my father with those herbs. Alright, so this is Forest Labyrinth's like right before Annie joins us. Oh, here's Titri. So this Titri. Oh, Annie's with us. I don't remember actually. Is the Forest Labyrinth before? I think it's before Annie joins us. I honestly don't remember. So this Titri, he's not really my cup of tea. Sure, Vague is kind of scary, but if you asked me who I preferred, I would have to say Vague. Miss Selena was very pretty and seemed like a wonderful person. I'd like to be like that when I grow up. The poison mushroom incident. Because of Titri's huge blunder, we all ate poisonous mushrooms and couldn't stop laughing. Even that person knew about the poisonous mushrooms that I didn't is just unacceptable. I need to study more. That Titri. I guess he's manlier than I thought he would be. This is actually really neat. I like this. Going down the river was a little scary, but we reached Sunnytown several times, faster than if we were to go by foot. Anything we could do to catch up to the Royal Shield is fine by me. Vague and Titri haven't said anything, but their expressions have suddenly become very grim. I skipped the last part of the line. I'm gonna go back to it. I met a half for the first time. That a Huma and a Gajuma can love one another. I can't even imagine. Oh, you're talking about Hilda here. That children can be born between them, that as living beings, human and Gajuma are the same. Titri says that such things have no relation to one's race, but I don't agree. This is Hilda. Okay, I skipped a little bit. I met another half. It was Melita, the 4 stars. I won't forget those dark eyes that look as though they've all lost all emotion. Also, Hilda started traveling with us. I have no idea what would be good to talk about with someone who's a half. But traveling with another girl is comforting. I wonder if we'll get along. Relatable. I just realized Tales of Rebirth only has 2 girls. I feel like Tales of games are normally good at splitting their parties in half, like if there's 6 characters, 3 girls, 3 boys. Tales of Rebirth has 7 playable characters, but there's only 2 females. I guess Claire is not a playable character. Claire and Agarte are like not playable characters, but they're relevant. But still, it's insane to have only 2 female party members. Friends. We heard about some strange happenings at the castle from Susie. I don't really understand what happened, but one thing I felt for sure was that if the queen was looking for friends, she wouldn't do such a thing. Or something like that. Hilda came to mind, but I didn't say anything. Besides, when it comes to having friends, who do I even have? Ah, the Dekgaro fever. Today I was helped by a lot of different people, by Mr. France, Titri, and also by him. Hilda told me all about it. Ah, him must be Eugene. I wonder if he wasn't able to save me, would he have killed all those villagers? If he regrets it so much, then why did he kill my father? No, I'm not happy with myself. Let me go back to entry 11. Vague and Titri haven't said anything. Their expressions have suddenly become very grim. If only I knew what the Royal Shield's goal was. Alright. I wonder how many entries there are. I'm gonna do these and then we'll see. In Climber's Cavern, we met a group of people called the Dark Claws. They say that they were soldiers of the Royal Shield, but I don't believe them. For some reason, I imagine Titri and Mile joining them so that the 5 of them could form the Dark Corps. It's not like they wouldn't fit in. I'm sorry, We finally caught up to the Royal Shield. We managed to save Miss Selena, but Claire wasn't there anymore by the time we arrived. It's all my fault. If only I hadn't gotten sick. I'm so sorry, Vague. I was thinking on the boat to Balka. Somehow, Milhouse and Vague are a lot alike. I'm not sure why, though. And then Titri was crying on the deck of the ship. I thought for sure he would be in good spirits, but I was wrong. I overheard him telling Mile that when he thinks about Vague, he can't be happy. He just feels miserable. Men sure are strange. We finally arrived in Balka. Compared to before, the city's atmosphere is incomparably tense. Everyone has a harsh expression on their face. We all have our various reasons for coming here. But I think I'm going to do everything in my power to help save Claire. We met with Queen Agarte at the castle and I thought things were going well, but we wound up thrown into prison. However, the Dark Trio came to our aid and we were able to break out. They may be our enemies, but I don't think they're bad people. Maybe I'm even starting to like them a little bit. I mean, it's hard not to. The ceremony, so much of it was unbelievable, that the Queen desired the body of a human and then she vanished. Milhouse and that person started crying. I felt upset as well for some reason. The only good thing was that Vague was finally able to rescue Claire. I'm so happy for you, Vague. Vague and the others started to travel back to Souls. That person was carrying Claire on his back, like how a father would carry his daughter, on his large, sorrowful back. Hilda and I walked together until the harbor so I could see her off. Saying that she was going to research the sacred beast, we parted ways. Man, Vague carried Claire on his back all the way from Calgia Castle to Souls. Must have been quite a trip. Now that the six of us aren't traveling together anymore, I have mixed feelings. Also, my quest for revenge still isn't over. However, I didn't go with them, and he and I have been apart because there's been a lot of things that I want to think about. When he and Mile returned, I guess I'll have no choice but to talk to them. I still haven't gotten any closer to the truth. I walked around the streets of Balka all by my lonesome. Everyone was talking about how the ceremony had been called off. Then I returned home, thinking that father was going to say, "Welcome back." I said I'm home, but it looks like I'm the only one here. Mile and you-know-who stopped by my house, and now I'm headed together with them to Messachina Caverns. They had heard from Hack that there were some historic ruins in the cavern which were connected to Georgius. Being in that person's presence is stressful for me, but Mile insisted I come with, so... When we started doing our research in the cavern, that person started feeling unwell. Even when we had fought against each other, I had never felt such a strong thirst for blood directed toward me. I found myself unable to move. He then holed himself up in the depths of the cavern and asked that we retrieve Vague and Titri for him. Since Mile looked as though he was about to cry when he asked me, I decided to go and get them. I'm only doing this for Mile's sake. For Mile. I did this one? Yeah. I lost track. Is there more beyond 25? Oh yeah, okay. How many? Okay, there's only 50. Alright. I was a bit hesitant, but I finally set off to go and get Vague. While I was on the boat, the Gajuma passengers kept watching me with a nasty look in their eyes, and then they started causing a scene. Gajuma sure are awful. Just as I arrived in Souls, there was suddenly another incident. Vague, instead of being angry, had a rather melancholy look on his face. Nevertheless, Vague is dependable. I felt relieved after I met up with him, and honestly, I felt as though I might cry a little. I'm acting like such a child. Traveling together with Vague is making me nervous. I used to think that he was kind of scary, but now I don't understand why I'm so anxious. Also, because I couldn't stop thinking about what Vague had said to me. I had trouble sleeping, so I snuck a peek at Vague's face while he slept. Alright, it's a little creepy. He looked very endearing. Claire showed up unexpectedly. I feel much better traveling with another girl. I wonder what Hilda's up to anyway. Something about Claire seems a little off. This is fleshing out the whole Claire-Agarte swap. We finally made it to Pednajenka. There, I tried again. Titri's as boisterous as ever, but when he heard what we had to tell him, and he said without hesitation that he would come with us, his unfailing dependability made him look really cool. I guess that Titri knows deep down how to prioritize the things that are important to him. I think he's rather mature. It's my man, Titri. As I looked out at the ocean, I thought about Mile. Why is Mile so desperate to help that person? He told me before that he's like a father to me. But to me, that's the man who robbed me of my father. I'm gonna stop thinking about it for today. The sound of the waves is lulling me to sleep. Good night. That brutal, terrible Gajuma that murdered my father had me call Vague and Titri for him in the hopes that they would kill him. I can't believe it. I don't understand him at all. Why is he doing this? Brazilda was a terrible town. The Gajuma there seemed to really hate Huma, and I don't like it. Even though he's a Huma, that Igor is awful too. His son Igor is a nice man, however I don't understand why I dislike Igor so much, considering that I hate Gajuma as well. When we got back to the cavern, we had to fight against him. This is the second time I fought him, but this time something was different. Felt like he really wanted to kill us. Is this all because of the will? Anyway, it just looks like we're gonna go on another journey together. Power of Shade, the sacred beast, purifying the will. I understood most of it, but this just raises a whole lot of questions. After we left the ruins, when I looked at Titri's face, he seemed more resolute. Oh, whoops. Mistakes by mistake. After Titri, the next one chosen by the sacred beast was Mal. It seemed like he got his memories back, but he wouldn't tell us anything about them. When I took a quick glance at the profile, he seemed a little lonely. I think I'll try cheering him up. If his memories are painful, unless he wants to tell me about them, I won't ask. But I'm curious as to what his real name is. Mr. Milhouse came to Rosilda. The look in his eyes was frightening. With a coldness that kept everyone away, the agony of having lost someone important to him, and a strong resolve. Must be agonizing for him. He looked worn out. When looked in the mirror, tired eyes looked back at me too. When I look in the mirror, I assume. They did have to translate all these entries for Life. Well, Lifebot will probably translate all these. I expect a few typos. From Kyogen, we traveled all the way to the Tower of Nerig, but at the top was a trap set by Saleh. That Saleh would be able to manipulate the Dark Trio like that? How awful. Saleh is such a deplorable person, you said it. After we fought them, the Dark Trio came to their senses. While physically they're kind of wimpy, the three of them have their hearts in the right place. They're the type of people who never give up. I think they're pretty cool. That's nice. The color of life. Father, I'm sorry, I didn't understand it all. Those words that you said, little by little I'm coming to understand them. So I'm trying to believe in him. In Eugene, someone whose life is the same color as mine, someone who you believed in. At my trial, the sacred beast showed me the entirety of that night. Eugene had kept quiet about it because he was trying to protect my father's good name. All this time, my father was the one in the wrong. So much reading. Eugene, I'm sorry if you weren't there for me. I don't know what would have become of me. When you held out your hand for me and when you hugged me close to your heart, I felt a pleasant warmth. Just as if I was being held by my father. Thank you, Eugene. That two people can exchange their souls, that something like that can happen, I can't believe it. It was time for Vague's trial with Showerune to begin. I've never seen Vague so upset before. What in the world was Showerune showing him? I'm a little worried because after the trial, Vague had a scowl on his face. If there's such a thing as fate, I don't think it would be as cruel as this. Just as they have been reunited, Hilda likes to put a brave front, but I believe that she truly wanted to know her mother. My mother passed away when I was very small, but I can still clearly remember the reassurance I felt when I called for my mother. Whenever I see Hilda lower her head so she can hide her tears, I started crying as well. I was very surprised to learn that Sunnytown was built on the back of one of the sacred beasts, but on a more serious note, until now, Eugene had remained under the shadow of the will. Just thinking about it is making me cry. I've been crying a lot these days. Even though we had completed the purification, since Showerune said that there are more terrible events going on in the world, we're continuing our journey. While I'm happy to be together with my friends, I have no idea what in the world's gonna happen. The final 5 entries. As we've been traveling around the world trying to quell all the conflicts, there's something I've found concerning. Vague can barely even bring himself to look at Claire. He rarely even talks to her anymore, and when he does, it's painfully awkward. I think Titri's noticed as well. I'm really worried. Probably before the fist fight. Yeah, there's Berserk. Finally, my fears came true. Vague lost control over his force because of the situation with Claire. I wish he could have done something to prevent this. Vague was stronger than anyone else I had ever fought against when he went Berserk. Claire, Vague, where are you right now? Vague and Titri had a huge argument. It got to the point where they got into a fist fight. I saw Vague's tears for the first time, but after that, he looked at ease. When I asked Eugene, he said that he understood why Titri would do such a thing. I guess that's just how men are. After the fight, when I was tending to his wounds, Titri seemed really happy to be in pain. I'm somewhat disappointed that I used up more of my disinfectant than I would have liked. I met Vague and Claire's parents for the first time. They were lovely people, and also we all ate some of Miss Poplar's peach pies. A lot of things have been going through my head, but now I feel relieved. After our journey's over, I'd like to come back here with everyone and have another peach pie party. My decision, Rosilda collapsed in the ocean, is no more. I guess the complete destruction of our world is at hand, but we will stand tall in the face of crisis. I'm not sure what I can do about it, but I want to try everything that I can. When the world's returned to peace and tranquility, I'd like to once again write in this diary. For that sake, I will do my best. There are still so many things that I want to learn, so many things I want to do. Father, please watch over me. Signed, Annie Bars. That's really nice. That's really nice. But what's this? Here's what I'm going to do. Starting today, I'm going to write a diary. Today was a pretty average day for me, so I'll start writing for real tomorrow. Lately, there's nothing really spectacular going on. I made up my mind. I'm going to start writing a cooking diary. Whose diary is this? Oh, it's Titri's. Today I didn't really make anything worth mentioning, so I'll start writing for real tomorrow. If I do this for a whole year, I'll have a nice collection of my trademark titchery recipes. This is going to be great. I'm a man, so I'm going to pull any punches. I'm not going to pull any punches. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to write a manlier, no-nonsense diary. This will be the last time. Memories are the best kept in one's heart. To my days of writing in a diary, farewell, the end. Alright. Even free is too high of a price. You'd have to pay me money to make me read such an awful thing. Well, I guess I have no choice. Since you're so special, I'll let you read the contents of a page that got erased. About Annie. After her trial with the Sacred Beast, Annie's expression has changed. When she smiles, she's pretty cute. She'll be a good woman when she grows up, no doubt about it. Is this Titchery crushing on Annie? Yeah, if someone were to read that, things might get a little dicey, so I'm gonna erase this page. Well. I want to see what rare paid information is. I don't think I paid for it. For the rumor that an animal called a Punch Bag lives on a tiny island. Okay, well, I don't... Yeah, okay. That's really nice. I like that they put, the diary entries as Annie. We get to, like, in a way, relive the story and, like, a rundown version of the plot and see Annie's perspective. I really like that a lot. That's awesome. I actually really like that they put that in. But yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to come back to do Cyclork's Chamber. The thing is, I was thinking of doing, like, I was going to do, after the first stream, I was like, I had a fun time with it. But, I was thinking, like, oh, well, I think, honestly, like, I was thinking to myself, honestly, if I am going to do Cyclork's Chamber, I'll just record the bosses and put it on YouTube. Maybe I'll do that. I'm not going to say never. Like, I'm not going to discount the possibility. But this is, honestly, this might just be the end of the playthrough. I would have to be in the mood, like, on my own time to play Tales of Rebirth and do Cyclork's Chamber off-screen. Because, again, I should be clear with this. Like, people are going to be like, oh, you hate the post-game dungeon. I don't. I think the post-game dungeon's pretty neat. It's not, like, amazing. It's not bad. I think it's pretty good. But I don't think it makes great streaming content, personally. Which is what I realized when I did it in the first stream. So, if I am going to do it, I'm just going to record the bosses. Like, every, like, 20th floor, 30th floor, 40th floor, 50th floor, and then 60th floor. But again, I would have to be playing... I would have to want to play Tales of Rebirth on my own time and get in the mood, so if I don't, then I might just end the playthrough here. This might just be the end. We could just end it with Annie's diary, which isn't the finale I expected and people expected. It's honestly a pretty cute one, though. Getting to see Annie's diary entries there, but yeah. So maybe this is the end of Tales of Rebirth. Again, there's a small glimmer of hope. Maybe there will be like one video combining all the bosses or something if I ever decide to keep playing Tales of Rebirth, because Tales of Rebirth is a great game. I'm super, super happy we got this English translation. I think if nothing else, honestly, like 4+ years from now, I could see myself NG+ing Tales of Rebirth on the channel again. I could see myself doing an NG+ on YouTube and Twitch, like, at least 4 years from now, because I just sped through an NG+, so it wouldn't be anytime soon. But once I play more Tales games, there will, of course, be more Tales of in the channel, but once I get more Tales games done, because again, I'm running out of mainline Tales games, I'm sure like 4+ years from now, I'll want to NG+ Rebirth for the channel, relive the story, relive the gameplay, the characters. It was great. I have my issues with Tales of Rebirth, mostly the pacing being whack. But overall, it's a really great game, and I'm glad we got this English translation from Life Bottle Productions. Like, I salute them. But yeah, bit of an unexpected finale, but you know, I'm satisfied. We got some of the recipes mastered. I'm gonna keep all the Cyclork's Chamber. I haven't uploaded any of this to YouTube, any of Tales of Rebirth since the ending, but I'm going to upload everything from Twitch. I don't know how I'm gonna break it up yet, but I'm gonna upload everything to Twitch. You guys can see me do the Cyclork's Chamber, because that's pretty much the dungeon. I showed up all of it except the bosses. And again, maybe if I get in the mood, I'll do the bosses and combine them into like one final video that comes after this. But if I don't do that, this is a good enough finale, I think. So I'm sorry, because honestly, if my suspend save was still there and I had a save to load in floor 16, I would keep going with the content. But I just don't feel like redoing my progress right now. But if I ever get in the mood, I'll come back to it for sure. But great game, pretty good post-game dungeon. Glad I did everything I did, mastered some recipes, got some more recipes, and again, I'll probably NG+ Rebirth. But before that, there will be other Tales of games. We still have to do Tales of Fantasia, Tales of Zestiria, Tales of Legendia. Destiny 2 doesn't have an English patch yet. So only 4 more mainline games. We'll probably play a Tales of game maybe in the summer. Maybe I'll do like, I'll probably do Fantasia or Zestiria. I don't know. I'll think about it. But yeah, so there will of course be more Tales of, and yeah, maybe we'll get back to Rebirth. But for now, this will be farewell, and we'll put the finale for Tales of Rebirth here, and you guys could be getting that bonus video, but if not, there are plenty of other Tales of playthroughs to come. So yeah, thank you all for watching. See you all next time.